Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a blessed day today. This is X on X, and I am X, and let's go ahead and get started. We got a great show. I'm going to be just doing more video playing, I think, than anything. Got a lot of good videos. All right. So, XRP in the last 24 hours, down 0.18%, but up 0.25% in the last 7 days. So let's start off here with Big Bad Brad Garlinghouse.
Not just the currency, also you're very involved in blockchain. Absolutely. So Ripple sells a blockchain technology to banks and payment providers and other financial institutions to do real-time settlement between banks. So today, if Morgan wanted to send $10,000 to London right now, the fastest way for her to do that is to drive to Newark or JFK and fly it there. Our view is, in a world of the internet, you can stream video from the space station. You should be able to do real-time settlement between banks, and we sell technology to banks to do that.
And the banks are getting on board with this because I know there's a lot of paper pushing and also a lot of money attached to those settlements.
For sure. So we have over 100 banks working with Ripple today around the world. I think the vast majority of banks, like 99.9% of banks, actually are paying other banks, the global money center banks like JP Morgan or Citibank, to make those settlements. So a lot of the banks are very excited about democratizing how these global payments flow.
There's a belief that, you could transform the global payment system over time. Although then the alternative argument is you need a centralized. You can't have it decentralized, that it actually benefits from efficiencies. I would assume you come down in the left.
Yeah, for sure. I think anytime you can do something without that central counterparty, you're going to reduce friction, which is measured by time, cost, speed. So by removing that central counterparty, going direct from point to point, you can skip going from the Bank of David to the Bank of Morgan to the Bank of Mike. You just go directly to the Bank of Mike.
So if the immediate opportunity is efficiencies in this area of the actual kind of nuts and bolts sort of plumbing of the financial system, how does that relate to the value of the Ripple tokens or of the Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies? They're taking on a separate life, it seems, from the future of adoption of this technology.
It's a great point, and I think one of the things we all have to remember is that the value of a token over the long term is really going to be derived by its utility. What problem is it solving? How big is that problem?
Remember that, the utility.
How many customers do you have? There's no question there's a lot of hype in this system, and I don't actually think that's a good thing. For Ripple, we use this digital asset called XRP to settle liquidity needs between banks. So today, there's $27 trillion parked at different banks around the world so they can make payments between each other. Our view is you can use a digital asset like XRP to do that in real time. Because XRP has been so efficient, it settles a transaction about 3 seconds compared to Bitcoin.
So it just passes
1 hour.
through that currency for that period of time.
That's correct.
That's correct. All right, and then over here we've got Riz XRP. Thank you, Lord XRP, for posting that video too. Riz XRP talk about BlackRock, Fidelity. These are huge players. Crypto will play the role of flight to quality, says Larry Fink. Remember we had that on yesterday's show. It's game on, folks. Listen to this.
Sam, you made the best point. Like talking about BlackRock, Fidelity. These are huge players that are looking to get an approval of a Bitcoin spot ETF. Larry Fink was on TV yesterday and said that crypto, didn't say Bitcoin, he actually said crypto is a flight to quality alongside U.S. Treasuries and gold, and that's what it's going to be viewed as. People seem to have missed in the fact that they applied for a Bitcoin spot ETF that in their last yearly investment letter, Larry Fink and BlackRock went on a very long tirade about the future of finance being tokenization and tokenizing assets and everything trading digitally. We just saw BlackRock settle the first transaction on JP Morgan Onyx, which was a tokenized mutual fund sent to Barclays Bank. This is happening with or without the SEC, and these players are more powerful than the SEC. Some people say, there's a joke that it's the judicial, executive, and legislative branch of the United States, and that the fourth one is BlackRock. I would just say that BlackRock's all four of them. Right, one way or another. And so when you have Larry Fink, who, in my opinion, is a much more powerful and reputable person than Gary Gensler, on TV calling Bitcoin and crypto a flight to quality, you know that this is inevitably coming. But as to your question.
And see, here's the craziest part is, and we're going to go over even more, all that's happening worldwide, not just here in America regarding this and it's like all that pressure, everything's moving forward. All that, I mean, ISO 20022 is going to begin, they said, on November 20th. You know, like all of this stuff is moving forward, and it's just being held up by Gary Gensler, you know, and I'm a firm believer that Ripple's already won, that it's already done, that it's already been determined. And now it's just a waiting game. It's just how they want to shake us out if they can, you know, buy up while you can. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but the whole world's moving that direction, regardless of Gary Gensler and the SEC. All right. Now over here is Ripple's Karit Bhatia. Ripple is growing continuously. This year we did $20 billion in revenue so far. We went live in 40 countries so far. Number of use cases are increasing. Wow. With the base infrastructure of Ripple and Congress stepping in, it can do wonders for XRP holders. Now listen to this.
Around cost, transparency, speed, we've done that really, really well. And over the last few years have scaled across 40 countries, hundreds of customers across countries, and this year we'll process close to 20 billion in value, which is tremendous. We continue to do that, right? Our focus is to build solutions that solve problems, whether it's crypto liquidity, helping central banks launch CBDCs, tokenizing carbon credits so that market can operate efficiently, or indeed this year, focus on tokenizing other real-world financial assets and solve the frictions that exist in those industries.
All right. I had a thought and then I forgot it. Okay. So anyways, back over Lord XRP. ETFs can only be offered if the respective currency is backed XRP. A lot of money will soon flow into the market. Listen to this.
When that spot ETF gets passed, they are going to put a massive amount of pressure on these exchanges because they have to take that Bitcoin off the exchanges. They now have to self-custody that. They cannot have a spot ETF and work it if they don't own the asset. So they are going to come and start scooping up Bitcoin. Oh my God. When they scoop this Bitcoin up, it is going to put pressure. There's going to be less of it in the market. Why is Chase asking for XRP? XRP is the banker's coin. Watch this. Banks that use Ripple, Bank of America, second largest bank in the United States. Bank of America is already using XRP's technology. PNC Bank is using Ripple's technology. Siam Bank, Santander Bank, you get the idea. Standard Chartered Bank, QLX in Mexico. There's man, if I wish I'd find that other list, there's like 60, 70 banks that are using Ripple's technology. Because who wants to have somebody come in and say, hey, I would like to send some money over to Nigeria. And say, oh, okay. And then you got to use the slow ass system from, y'all know where this is going. And then it takes 3-4 days to actually get your money from the United States over to Nigeria. When you could just move it in 4 seconds with Ripple's XRP technology. Money is moving in seconds versus hours and days. They are going to make a ridiculous amount of money. That's why the #1 bank in the United States is saying, pay us your mortgage in XRP.
That's right. So there's banks. Remember, we've already talked about it. They're allowing their customers to pay their mortgages in XRP. Honda has now made it or now accept for all of their products accept XRP as payment. Everything's moving forward regardless of the SEC. So it's all just a timing thing. Black Swan Capitalist says, leaked confidential report reveals that financial giants BlackRock and JP Morgan have been quietly accumulating XRP. No surprise here. Institutions will sweet talk the masses with Bitcoin while going for the best performing technology. So while they're trying to scare everybody out of this space and act like there isn't a single bit of opportunity, they're buying up every bit of the opportunity. So It says the leaked report, which appears to have come from an anonymous insider within JP Morgan, reveals that the banking giant has quietly accumulated more than 7.5% of its total wealth in XRP. This is a significant revelation as it showcases JP Morgan's confidence in the potential of XRP as a long-term investment. It's worth noting that JP Morgan has not officially confirmed this report, adding an element of intrigue to their involvement with XRP. So then XRP Daily, he posts this reminder. David Schwartz, CTO at Ripple, says XRP is an asset that can be used for settlement. It's kind of like gold, that it can instantly teleport around the world. It does actually move value, and there's nothing to settle afterwards. And then he also says, which this type of talk is like they can't tell you certain things, especially when those certain things aren't live yet or real yet. You know, they sign NDAs and everything, and they can only share certain types of information. This type of stuff has always been a tip of the hat in the direction of gold backing XRP in the end. And again, that's what things continue to point to. So XRP Daily also posts Basel III, which began in 2009, is an international regulatory agreement that introduced a set of reforms designed to mitigate risk within the international banking sector by requiring banks to maintain certain leverage ratios and keep certain levels of reserved capital on hand. Before gold was declared a Tier 1 reserve asset in 2019, which is a riskless asset, central banks decided to start buying the most gold since 1971 in the year 2018. This is still prevalent as they are buying gold at record rates, and according to the World Gold Council, this is the highest level since the dissolution of Bretton Woods. This is all thanks to Basel III, which tells me that we are going back to an asset-backed currency mixed in with digital currency and tokenized real-world assets. And I can't agree more. And then I know we just listened to this on yesterday's video, but listen to this. This is a great reminder. This is Peter Schiff. Okay.
There's actually no ceiling on the price of gold because there's no floor on the dollar. I mean, if we have hyperinflation, the worst case scenario, it won't matter how many dollars you have. You could have trillions and you won't be able to buy an ounce of gold. Now, I don't expect that. Hyperinflation is not my base case scenario. It's just an extreme worst case scenario. But I do expect the dollar to lose a considerable percentage of its value relative to gold, way more than 50%. I would say on the magnitude of 70 to 90% of the dollar's purchasing power is going to be lost. So if the dollar were to lose 90% of its purchasing power, the price of gold would go up tenfold, which would put it at 20,000, right? And that might be an extreme, but that's where it could go if we see a 90% loss in the value of the dollar. Now,
$20,000. Okay, so we know Jim Rickards is on a record for saying that this upcoming coin,
you could have trillions, and you won't. There's actually no.
Sorry about that.
Be able to buy an ounce of gold. Now I don't.
There. That this gold-backed asset could be backed by the value of an ounce of gold or a kilo of gold. So if it is an ounce of gold even, right now XRP is 50 cents, right? I'm just thinking logically with this. If it's 50 cents and at a minimum it winds up being backed by gold, and Peter Schiff is of the thought that gold per ounce, because of the dollar's value dropping from 70 to 90% because of these BRICS countries coming in and this new financial system coming in, then gold's value be $20,000. We're looking at if that plays out, at least a $20,000 XRP. So, just saying, this is why they don't want us to have it. I think I believe that's why my wife and I are invested. All right, and then we got okay. This part, listen to this. This is one of my past shows. Listen, incredible interview here. I got a couple clips for you to listen to, but here, listen.
I've been saying for a very long time, and I've always been an advocate of a digital gold standard. And Judy Shelton always talked about gold, going back to a gold standard to bring stability to the markets and fairness. So when we're talking about like XRP as an alternative, the research says it's going to be gold backed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going to do it in an unusual manner, and I cannot claim to be an expert on this, but I think what's going to happen is that the volume will increase, and at the same time they're going to lift the price. So you can have two different factors working together to expand the market cap volume, the capability of XRP. And then when you rest, relax, and turn your back, they lift the gold price. I think XRP is going to be a key component, a key factor, and a key device for lifting the gold price. We got...
And then this one.
After a brief period of time of using the yuan for energy sales, China's going to push them into the gold token. China's going to push all the Persian Gulf and all the OPEC nations into using the gold token, and those who resist will get an option of using XRP. XRP is going to be like an alternative gold solution. I believe the United States is going to go dragging, kicking, screaming, and killing. And they're not going to want the BRICS gold token, but they're going to accept the XRP, and they're going to tell the U.S. citizens that it's not gold-backed, and they will lie. That's how XRP is going to be used. European nations will use it as a compromise. The United States might use it as a compromise. And wherever it gets used, you guys, it's not going to go away. It's going to grow and not go backwards. That's how it goes to $100, $200, and maybe $500. Russia.
Yeah, right? Okay. So, and then we got, we're going to cover this one last time. Well, maybe not one last time, but hey, got to know what you hold, right? We got to be reminded where the good sauce is. It can't be more clear than this. Know what you hodl. All right. Based on their feedback, we now expect 15 to 20% of total cross-border payments traffic to be originated in the ISO 20022 format at the start of coexistence. And that start of coexistence begins on November, the big go live date of 20 November. Okay, now listen to this video.
Who is coming from Swift indeed and will be making the second presentation. And of course, Swift is quite a player, right, in the ISO messaging. So Sharifa.
Thank you, Anna. So first of all, I would like to thank you for the work that you've been doing. From a Swift perspective, this is extremely important to us to hear it from the industry. It's not really our purpose nor our role to dictate things. So very welcome this perspective. What I'd like to say is, and I'm turning to the audience right now, we do have a very large community at Swift, 11,000 players, 6,000 of them active in the security space. We'd like to hear from the rest of the world as well, so please get engaged. Please share your own perspective on this ISO 15022-2002 coexistence. The second point I wanted to mention, and it's linked to the question that was raised around digital assets, tokenized assets, and DLT. It's a bit like in the standards world, right? Traditional and digital ecosystems are going to coexist. And in order for us to achieve the goal that Andrea was mentioning in terms of achieving efficiency, making things work, and services adopted, we will go through a coexistence in the digital space as well. And what we've been doing as part of the standard maintenance releases, I believe we started somewhere in 2019, 2020, is to update the MT and the MX messages to carry digital information. So that is also extremely important until we find what is the future way of communicating in a digital asset space, be it APIs, as you said, Jean-Paul, trying to stick to the ISO 20022 data model or anything else. Thank you.
Let's go. Okay. And then that's on the institutional side, right? So they're going to continue to force adoption on the retail side as well. And so this is huge news with Roblox, who, listen to this video, he'll outline it all. But I say in response, how do we get early adoption, you ask? Seamless integration into our daily lives, just like this. Now
Ripple's
listen.
XRP has just received yet another bit of good news, but this time it concerns an integration with one of the biggest games on the market. So, the game in question is Roblox, and if you're unfamiliar with Roblox, it has some seriously impressive statistics around it. For instance, it boasts over 200 million monthly active users who, in just the first 3 months of 2023, spent over $700 million on in-game purchases. It is a cash-generating machine, in other words. Now, the news concerns an integration between BitPay and xSolar. Now, BitPay is a crypto payments company, and xSolar is the company that basically manages and facilitates in-game purchases within Roblox. These two companies have teamed up to make it possible to use XRP to make those in-game purchases in the future. Now, this could foreshadow some pretty heavy demand for XRP further down the line. However, if you take a look at XRP's price chart, it appears that the overlap between Roblox players and XRP holders isn't that great for the time being. Well, maybe one for the future, perhaps.
Not yet. All right. Over here, ISO 20022, let's do it, says October 2023 Financial Stability Board report states this year the global regulatory framework for crypto assets were finalized. Now it's time for global implementation of the recommendations. So this is Financial Stability Board, FSB.org, promoting global financial stability, 2023 FSB annual report. And it says down here, a key FSB priority this year has been the finalization of a global regulatory framework for crypto assets, including stablecoins based on the principle of same activity, same risk, same regulation. The focus now is on the global implementation of the recommendation. All right, and then he also posts BIS 2023 ISO 2022 or 2022 data report on cross-border payments sites Ripple and Zenfin as contributors. So here on the BIS website, and then we've got Ripple, we've got XDC. We got JP Morgan in here, MasterCard. Of course, you know MasterCard and Ripple. Yeah, it's all moving forward, right? Gold Telegraph says, gold is making a move this evening. When the global order shifts, it seldom does so smoothly. All you have to do is look throughout history to see examples of this. Gold always shines its brightest when it becomes very dark. This is the sad truth. So... And then on over here, Shadow of Ezra reminds us Gog and Magog, the Gog and Magog end time alliance, Israel, Russia, and Syria in Bible prophecy. It says a new power alliance has emerged in the eastern part of our world, Russia and China. So while that's all taking place and BRICS is moving forward, everyone's being distracted with all the terrible things that are taking place, all the war that's taking place, right? Then we got Peter Schiff. He says, note the gold lapel pins Putin and Xi are sporting. I don't know what that was. Right, so you see that, and then at the end, you see that they're all sporting them, right? And then someone down here says, I'd like to see that pin up close. I'm curious if it's a BRICS pin signaling gold-backed currency. Right. All right, and then we got Kang Space over here, time for the wormhole. One of our favorite Riddlers, Ripple Riddler, had put out this video 3 years ago. going through the wormhole. Watch till the end. There it is. Oh. Boom. XRP. All right, and then that's the tip of the hat to here. Bank for International Settlements posted the CPMI's ISO 20022 data requirements, a key element of the G20 cross-border payments program that will facilitate the straight-through process of end-to-end payments, were developed with the Private Sector Payments Market Practice Group. It's all moving forward, y'all. Buy it up while you can. Not financial advice. All right. Thanks, y'all, for listening. If you like what I'm doing, please like, subscribe. Please share my stuff. Y'all have a blessed day. Thanks so much.